Just kind of walk us through your emotions as you're going into training camp with a new NBA team for the first time, and just kind of a different role for you as well.
Yeah, I'm excited, really excited, a little bit nervous, coming in with a new team, different role, but I'm really looking forward to it. The last 2 weeks, get to know all the boys, get to know the different system. I've been counting down the days, so I'm looking forward to getting started tomorrow and getting this thing rolling and getting into it.
Coach said likely, at least at the beginning, you kind of be in a starting role. How do you approach that vis-a-vis your role in Cleveland?
I don't think my approach changes. I want to come in and just play hard, compete. I think my role is to help out all these other guys and help them become as good as they can be. And we've got a lot of young guys with a lot of potential that are still young and learning a lot of things. As you know, I'm still learning a lot of things as well. So just trying to help them as much as I can, grow with them, and compete.
I think the big change for the Bucks last year was going from a great defensive team to a more mediocre defensive team. What do you think you can bring in that regard, and how do you think you can help that out?
Well, I think defense is something that I've always tried to pride myself on, and I think that with the length and aggressiveness of these guys, I remember playing against the Bucks 2 years ago, and even last year. They're a tough defensive team to play against because they're different to the other teams in the league, and they're a bit more aggressive and obviously long at pretty much every position. So I think I can help out with on that defensive side, just talking and trying to make sure everybody's in the right spot. And I'm looking forward to the defensive end because I think we can really get after teams.
I think it's difficult to think of your role on this team without also thinking of Michael Carter-Williams' role on this team. How have you guys been together working here in the summer and kind of getting to know each other?
Michael's great. Even we came in the same draft class, so even when he was in Philly and coming over to Milwaukee, we'd always say hello and ask how each other's going. He was playing for Brett Brown, who was my national team coach for 4 years, so it's been great getting to know him. We've been playing on the same team a bit when we've been playing a bit of pickup here, and I think because we're different players and we can provide different things, we can fit pretty well together on the court.
I was just going to ask that. Do you imagine yourself maybe playing some more shooting guard this season with Middleton's injury? Could you step into that role and play alongside Michael? You think that would work out?
Obviously, Chris is a huge loss for us, and I'm just disappointed for him because it looks like he's had a great summer and was ready for a big year. But I'm sure he'll be back stronger, hopefully later in the year. But we'll see. But just whatever Coach Kidd needs, I'll be ready to do. And I think with this system and with the players we have, everybody's pretty interchangeable. And I think the way basketball's going is like the positionless basketball. Everybody needs to be able to put the ball on the floor. Everybody needs to be able to shoot it. So I think, if I need to play shooting guard or point guard or small forward or power forward, center might be a bit of a stretch, but I'll try to do whatever's needed.
You have some experience that with when Kyrie was injured, right? I mean, he went through some tough injury problems in Cleveland, and do you think you can bring some of that experience to this situation with kind of a stunning loss of Chris last week?
Yeah, I mean, we had injuries where Kyrie went down and Kev went down, but I think it's such a long season that those things are going to happen. Obviously, you don't think it's going to be as bad as that, but I think everybody needs to step up a little bit more and just not individually step up, but just put more into the team. And I think training camp, at least, it happened now, so we've got training camp to prepare. If it happens after training camp, it's going to be a lot harder to try to change the course during the year.
Matt, now you played a big part in some successes that you had with Cleveland. Defensive ends, shots, things of that nature. Now you come over to a new, younger bunch, new voices. What do you hope to bring, to when you talk to some of these players about this team was trying to get to the point where you were the last few years?
I think I'll be able to better answer that question after training camp because we haven't had a real practice yet. But I think even playing with Cleveland, even though I was one of the younger guys on the team, I was still a point guard, and point guard's job is to make sure everybody's organized on both ends. So I'll just try to make sure everybody knows what we're doing on both sides of the ball. If they got any questions about anything, they know they can approach me, and I'll give them the best answer I can. But a lot of these guys have already been asking a lot of questions, and they want to learn and they want to get better, and they're asking about the intensity of the games and the playoffs and the finals, and hopefully we can get there and they can see for themselves.
You talk about intensity. I mean, you on the defensive end are definitely an intense player. People can say whatever they want as far as what dirty or whatever or tense, or you get under players' skin. Is that something that you hope can be infectious, contagious, where you're making a play, diving on the floor, and you can see these guys are seeing that out of you, that you can bring that here too?
Yeah, I think a lot of these guys play hard and do the same things. They're willing to dive on the floor for loose balls as well. But I think anytime you see a teammate doing that, you're going to go that little bit extra hard. And I think everything's contagious, whether it's good things or bad things. So things like making the extra pass on offense, or giving a teammate a high five, or diving on a loose ball, all those things are contagious. And I think it starts in training camp, and we want to get off to a good start tomorrow.
Matthew, is there anything we're going to see out of your game that we didn't see in Cleveland? Like playing with LeBron, it may compress some players a little bit, but are we expected to see anything different? Or
like some dunks or something?
Exactly, 360s.
Maybe no 360s this year, maybe the year after, but I think I just try to fit in with whatever team I'm playing with, and I think playing with the national team this summer, playing a different role to what I have in Cleveland the last 2 years. So just basically whatever the team needs, which sounds like a bit of a boring answer, but that's the truth. So we'll see what that is as we're going forward.
Matthew, when was the last time you played power forward, by the way?
College.
Hey, you mentioned your Olympic experience. What can you take away from that as you get ready for another NBA season here?
I mean, the Olympics was obviously a tough finish for us, and the thing I think I've learned the most is that all the little things matter, and in terms of that team has been together for a long time and have been committed to that national team process for a long time, coming back every summer to play. All the Aussie NBA players met in San Diego over the All-Star break just to catch up and build towards the off-season. So I think chemistry and just getting to know each other away from the court, that stuff makes a difference.
I hate to do this to Giannis, but I think a lot of people envision you playing a similar role alongside Giannis that you did to LeBron. Do you see that being kind of the same way, that you can get some passes from Giannis and get some threes and kind of work off ball in that same way?
Yeah, I mean, he draws so much attention because of what he can do, and he's so athletic and so long to be able to get to the rim, or from half court to the rim in one dribble. He's going to draw a lot of attention. So I hope that my shooting will help open up the floor with him, and he'll have an easier time driving it. But I don't want to compare him to LeBron because he's his own player and he's very unique. But I think he's got unlimited potential, and just the couple of weeks I've been here, he's an extremely hard worker and asks a lot of questions. So as long as he keeps working hard, the sky's the limit.
Matthew, I guess, what's the biggest thing about you that's changed from being the guy at St. Mary's to going to Cleveland and slowly working your way up and now signing here?
That's a good question. That's a new one. I like it. I don't think anything's really changed. I think, like I said, it's just whatever that team's needed, and that those St. Mary's teams needed more scoring, more playmaking, more leadership than the Cleveland team I was on. The Cleveland team needed some defensive intensity, more ball movement, and we'll see what this team needs. So that's a good question, though.